What's going on, everybody? John Presnowski here. This is the Bare Necessities Podcast. I'm here with my 5 takeaways from yesterday's game against the Vikings. Let's go. Number 1, the coaching. Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy. I mean, what the hell was that? Y'all had 10 days to prepare this team after that win against Washington. And that's the offensive performance we see? Cowardly, scared. I don't know what we were thinking. You knew the Vikings were going to come in and blitz. I mean, you knew their defensive coordinator, Brian Flores, was going to have a game plan to make Justin Fields a little uncomfortable. Well, he was uncomfortable all game before that injury. You knew they were going to blitz. So why are we rolling Justin out? Why isn't he doing play action? They did nothing to protect Justin. And yes, we're going to get to Justin in just a second here. But my God, that was the game plan we saw. This team cannot make adjustments. They continue to be outcoached. They had this great opportunity to put forth a better effort, and that's what we saw against a division opponent. I mean, my God, just pathetic. And let's talk about Luke Getsy for a second. You target the reigning NFC Player of the Week, DJ Moore. You target him once in the first half. That's fucking unacceptable. How does that happen? How do we keep not getting the ball to our number one playmaker on offense? Like, I cannot even fathom. I don't understand. He might be double teamed. He might be triple teamed. Find a way to get number 2 the ball. Matt Eberflus continues to be in over his head, guys. He's 0-8 now against NFC North. So he's never beaten the Lions, the Packers, or the Vikings. Not once. He now has a .174 winning percentage. Again, I've been saying it for weeks. He is the worst Bears head coach in history. And statistically, it's proven now. What more needs to be said? I'm done with him. And we got to already start thinking and start preparing for a brand new Bears head coach. Some guys that automatically and immediately come to mind, in my opinion, guys like Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator of the Lions. Look what he's done with that roster in the short amount of time he's been there. I mean, clearly this league is all about finding that new, young, offensive, innovative head coach, a young, offensive, innovative mind. That's the first guy that I think about that comes to mind. And if you're not going to do that, this organization needs to open up their checkbook and make a splash. And by I mean a splash, I mean getting a guy like Jim Harbaugh to come from Michigan, or a guy like Deion Sanders, something like that. We need a guy to come in here and change this culture of not being acceptable to this losing culture that we've developed. Like, I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. We need to start already thinking about the Bears' new head coach for next year. It's not even midway through the season. It's only October, and this is where we're at because of yesterday. My second takeaway from the game yesterday against the Vikings, Justin Fields was bad, right? I mean, he was bad before the injury, but was it really his fault? Offensive line was awful, but Justin was holding on to the ball for way too long. After 3 seconds, bro, you got to get rid of it. Throw it away. Check it down. Do something. I kept seeing DJ Moore clap his hands for the ball. You can see the running back, the check down guy. He's open. Throw him the ball. And speaking of awful, I mean, that injury to Justin's throwing hands, reports are saying that he's got a dislocated right thumb. We don't know with the MRI, does that have ligament damage, tendon damage? I mean, this could be potentially surgery. He wanted to come back in the game according to reports, but he had trouble gripping the ball. I mean, this is going to keep him out a couple weeks, if not a while. So, again, you're Justin Fields. You go from having 2 great back-to-back weeks in Denver and Washington, and then we come back down to earth against this Vikings team that, in my opinion, their defense really isn't that good. They just developed a better coaching scheme and game plan to slow down that Bears offense. And what is just maddening, and as Bears fans, we do this every fucking year. The number 1 storyline this year was Justin Fields' development. And if the guy misses significant time, how are we supposed to evaluate him as being our guy heading into the future? It is literally impossible. Yes, a lot of it is on him, but Ryan Poles and this coaching staff set him up to fail yesterday. Again, how many times do we got to keep doing this? And if Justin's out for an extended amount of time, I mean, is there really a reason to pay attention to this team outside of the tradition of being a Bears fan? Our sense of duty to watch this team because it's just what we do on Sundays, and just watching for, pure draft speculation. So again, nothing new with this team. Absolute train wreck heading into this winter, and there's so much season left to play. It's an absolute shame. Absolute shame. Because for a fan base, I mean, we are salivating for anything positive from this season, anything to be positive about. And it's just adding fuel to the fire, watching Justin leave that game yesterday with a thumb injury to his throwing hand. Guy can't grip the ball. We have no idea how long he's going to be out. It's just tough. It's tough right now. And how are we supposed to evaluate whether Justin's the guy or not if he's not going to be on the field? I will say, Tyson Bagent, who came into the game in the third quarter when Justin exited, although this guy's not going to save this team, can he provide a lift this upcoming week against the Raiders? Listen, the guy made two big mistakes. He looked like a rookie out there. You got to hold on to the football during that strip sack. You got to have two hands on the ball. He even said so after the game himself. And, he threw that interception. That was a lame duck. At first, I thought the ball might have been tipped. It might have been pressure in Bagent's face when he threw that. No, that was just a really underthrown ball into the wind. And that was that. But other than that, I thought he looked pretty competent out there. What is startling to me and what is really alarming when you want to go back to evaluating Justin and Justin's progress, a 23-year-old kid, undrafted from University of Shepherd, from Martinsburg, West Virginia. This kid has better footwork than Justin Fields, your starting quarterback in his third year. He has better footwork, his mechanics, his rhythm. To me, in my opinion, I'm no football evaluator, but from what I see, his footwork, his talent, and his skills, they translate better to on the field than what we see, week in and week out with Justin. This is his third year in the NFL, and this kid from West Virginia, from Shepherd University, on tape, in my opinion, looks better. And we all want Justin to succeed, but we all have seen flashes of this Bagent kid, and this kid can play. And again, the last meaningful snap that Tyson Bagent played before getting thrusted into this high-stakes NFL game, his first ever real NFL live action, came against the Colorado School of Mines. Yeah, I'm not making that up, guys. So again, we've seen flashes of his skill set, Tyson Bagent. Let's see what he puts on tape moving forward, because we really don't know the full extent of Justin's injury quite yet when I'm going to post this video. We don't know how long Justin's going to be out. Let's give this kid a full week to prepare for Las Vegas. Let's see what he does. I'm still high on this kid. Obviously, the talent around him, that offensive line, the protection, they're not really going to help him all that much. Can Luke Getsy, maybe, praying, throwing a life raft out, please, can you find a way to protect this kid and see what you got in him? Because at this point, the season's lost. Can this kid become a really good backup in this league? We're about to find out. It's Tyson Bagent time officially for the Bears. One positive thing that I think we all can agree on watching the game yesterday, the defense came to play. That was arguably the best defensive performance that this Bears team had, only allowing Kirk Cousins to throw one passing touchdown. And yes, I know they were without Justin Jefferson, but this team had improved tackling. They rallied to the ball. They forced turnovers. It really should have been more than just that one turnover. I really thought TJ Edwards recovered that ball inbounds, but clearly the refs just, didn't see it that way. The refs clearly hate the Bears, in my opinion. But again, this defense, they played hard. Multiple stops on third down. I haven't seen a team punt as much against this Bears defensive unit as I did yesterday in the Vikings. Again, improved tackling. I thought the defense came to play. Now, is that on Eberflus or is that more just guys hustling to the ball? I continue to see guys in Navy jerseys just hustling to the ball, wrapping up, playing together as one sound unit. It was nice to see Eddie Jackson come back from injury, Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon being activated off injured reserve. Can we continue to see better effort from that defensive side moving forward? Ultimately, guys, at the end of the day, this was a Bears game through and through. This was as much of a Bears typical performance as we've seen in the past. Your offense can't move the ball. you keep turning the ball over, finding ways to turn the ball over and give the ball back to your opponent. Your defense plays well enough to keep you in the game, and then the team, scores late. They give the fan base hope that, hey, we might do it, we might come back, and in the most typical Bears fashion, continue to beat themselves and not let their opponent beat them instead. They went right back to doing what they were doing during the losing streak before that Washington game. Coach Eberflus and Coach Getsy, again, just this conservative approach. And it's a shame. Again, this team was courageous in their fight against Denver, and they were really brave in their win against Washington on a short week. But again, Eberflus and this coaching staff, you want to talk about coaching scared in the first half. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? That Vikings team is not good, guys. They are not good. They didn't impress me at all, whatsoever. You had an opportunity. You had a really unique moment to turn everything around, to bring in your fan base again, and to give us hope. And now all of a sudden, all of us are already thinking about the winter, depending on the severity of Justin Fields' injury. You start getting ready for the NFL draft. We're not even through October. We're not even at the midway point of the NFL season. We're 1-5. This is where things are. They had an opportunity to turn things around, and again, in Bears fashion, they put together this disappointing effort from a franchise that is just okay with this constant culture of losing. I'm sick of it. I know you guys are sick of it. What is there to consider at this point? This is where we are. This is where things are at. We're already looking ahead to the draft. It is not even the end of October, and this season is pretty much already over for the Bears. Because realistically, do you see this team going on a winning streak and being competitive moving forward? 5 of their next 8 games are on the road. Matt Eberflus has won 4 games as Bears head coach. Do you really think that him and this coaching staff are able to turn things around? What are your thoughts, guys? Give me your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below. Again, this is the Bear Necessities Podcast. This was my 5 takeaways from the Vikings-Bears game yesterday. I'm John Presnowski. Thank you guys so much for the likes, the love, the description. Please follow me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a little bit. And we're going to do this week to week together. Hang in there. Be well, be good, and don't forget to bear down. Thank you, guys.